Hello and welcome, future biologists. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey into one of the most miraculous systems in the human body, the female reproductive system. We'll explore the incredible roles of the ovaries, oviducts, and uterus, the very foundations of life. From basic structures to complex processes, we've designed this lesson to take you through 4 levels of understanding. So, let's dive in and uncover the secrets of reproduction. Ready for the basics? Let's start with a simple look at the key players in the female reproductive system. Our first stop is understanding the basic parts. The female reproductive system has 3 main organs we'll focus on today: the ovaries, the oviducts, and the uterus. The ovaries are like tiny factories producing egg cells, also known as ova, and important hormones. The oviducts, or fallopian tubes, are the pathways connecting these egg-producing ovaries to the uterus. And finally, the uterus, often called the womb, is a special muscular organ designed to be a safe home where a fertilized egg can grow into a baby. Each part has a unique and vital role. Now, let's see how these parts work together in a beautiful symphony. Every month, one of the ovaries releases an egg, a process we call ovulation. This released egg is then gently caught by the oviduct. If sperm are present in this tube, fertilization, the fusion of sperm and egg, can happen right there. Once fertilized, this tiny new life travels down the oviduct and finds its way to the uterus. The uterus, with its specially prepared lining, welcomes the fertilized egg, allowing it to attach and begin its incredible journey of growth and development into a baby. It's truly a marvel of nature. Time to check your understanding. Here are 3 quick questions. 1. Name the female reproductive organ that produces egg cells. 2. What is the main function of the oviducts? And 3. Which organ is also known as the womb and supports a growing baby? Take a moment to think about your answers. Stepping up a level. Let's explore the female reproductive system with a bit more detail and discover some amazing functions. The female reproductive system is primarily located inside the body, a beautifully intricate network of organs. It includes the ovaries, the oviducts, also known as fallopian tubes, and the uterus. Together, these organs have several critical roles, producing the female egg cells, providing a suitable environment for fertilization, and most importantly, nourishing and protecting a developing fetus during pregnancy. Beyond reproduction, this system is also responsible for producing vital female sex hormones like estrogen and progesterone, which are key for female sexual development and regulating the menstrual cycle. It's truly a system designed for life. Let's dive deeper into the ovaries and oviducts. The ovaries are a pair of almond-sized organs situated on either side of the uterus. From birth, each ovary contains thousands of immature eggs, stored within structures called follicles. Once puberty begins, eggs start to mature, and typically, one egg is released each month in a process called ovulation. The oviducts, or fallopian tubes, are muscular tubes, roughly 10 to 13 centimeters long, extending from the uterus towards the ovaries. Near the ovary, they have delicate, finger-like projections called fimbriae, which gently sweep the released egg into the tube. Inside, tiny hair-like structures called cilia, along with muscular contractions, work tirelessly to move the egg towards the uterus. Now, let's talk about the uterus, often called the cradle of life. This hollow, pear-shaped, muscular organ is nestled in the pelvis. Its main and most profound function is to house and nourish a developing fetus throughout pregnancy. The inner lining of the uterus is a specialized layer called the endometrium. Each month, in preparation for a potential pregnancy, the endometrium thickens and becomes rich with blood vessels. If a fertilized egg, or zygote, arrives, it implants itself into this prepared endometrial lining. However, if no fertilization occurs, this thickened lining is shed, leading to the process of menstruation. This monthly cycle ensures the uterus is always ready for new life. Time for some medium-level questions. 1. Describe the role of fimbriae in the female reproductive system. 2. What happens to the endometrium if fertilization does not occur? 3. Where does fertilization typically take place? 4. Besides producing eggs, what other important function do ovaries perform? And 5. Explain the process of ovulation in simple terms. Pause and challenge yourself. Ready to go deeper? Let's explore the intricate connections and hormonal orchestrations within the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system is a masterclass in biological engineering, a complex interplay of organs meticulously regulated by a symphony of hormones. The ovaries, acting as the primary female gonads, are not just egg factories, they are also powerful endocrine glands, responsible for both oogenesis, the fascinating process of egg cell formation, and steroidogenesis, the production of vital sex hormones. Oogenesis, remarkably, begins even before birth and only fully completes after fertilization. The oviducts, or fallopian tubes, are not merely passive conduits, they are intricately structured, divided into the infundibulum with its fimbriae, the wider ampulla, the narrower isthmus, and the interstitial part. The ampulla, with its spacious lumen, is typically the crucial site where fertilization occurs, allowing the egg a slower, more receptive journey. And the uterus, a highly muscular, inverted pear-shaped organ, stands as the central hub, absolutely critical for supporting gestation and ensuring the safe development of new life. Let's unravel the synchronized dance of the ovarian and uterine cycles. The ovaries undergo a cyclical activity known as the ovarian cycle. This cycle involves the meticulous development of follicles, leading to the release of an egg during ovulation, and then the formation of the corpus luteum, a temporary endocrine structure. This entire process is finely tuned by hormones like follicle-stimulating hormone, or FSH, and luteinizing hormone, or LH. A sudden surge in LH is the precise trigger for ovulation, releasing a mature secondary oocyte. Concurrently, the uterus experiences its own rhythmic changes, known as the menstrual cycle, primarily focused on preparing its inner lining, the endometrium. This lining thickens significantly during the proliferative phase, driven by estrogen, and then becomes highly secretory during the luteal phase, under the influence of progesterone, all in anticipation of a potential pregnancy. If a fertilized egg successfully implants, the endometrium provides the essential support, otherwise, it is shed, leading to menstruation. This dual cycle ensures the body is always ready for the possibility of conception. The entire system is a marvel of hormonal regulation and precise gamete transport. Estrogen, primarily produced by the developing ovarian follicles, plays a pivotal role in thickening the endometrial lining and promoting the development of female secondary sexual characteristics. Following ovulation, progesterone, secreted by the corpus luteum, takes center stage, crucial for maintaining the uterine lining and supporting an early pregnancy. The finely tuned, coordinated action of FSH, LH, estrogen, and progesterone governs every aspect of this monthly cycle. For gamete transport, the fimbriae deftly sweep the ovulated egg into the oviduct. Inside the oviduct, a combination of rhythmic ciliary action and muscular contractions propels the egg towards the uterus. Simultaneously, sperm, after ejaculation, embark on their journey through the uterus and into the oviducts, also aided by uterine and oviductal contractions, all working in unison to increase the chances of meeting the egg for fertilization. It's a truly remarkable biological ballet. Now, for some hard-level challenges. 1. Differentiate between the functions of estrogen and progesterone. 2. Why is the ampulla the primary site for fertilization? 3. Describe the sequence of events in the uterus if a fertilized egg implants. 4. How do fimbriae and cilia contribute to reproduction? 5. What is oogenesis, and how does it differ from spermatogenesis in timing? 6. Discuss the role of LH in the ovarian cycle. And 7. If a woman has irregular cycles, which hormones might be imbalanced, and how would this affect the uterus? Take your time to formulate comprehensive answers. Ready for the ultimate challenge? Let's push the boundaries of our understanding and explore the female reproductive system at a competitive and advanced level. The female reproductive system, a marvel of biological design, traces its origins back to the embryonic development of the Mullerian ducts. The ovaries themselves, stemming from the intermediate mesoderm, are unique in housing primordial germ cells. The process of oogenesis, the formation of egg cells, is truly remarkable as it begins even before birth. Oogonia, the primitive germ cells, multiply and differentiate into primary oocytes, which then enter a state of arrest in prophase I of meiosis, a pause that can last for decades. A female is born with a finite, non-renewable reserve of these primary oocytes, estimated at around 1 to 2 million. This limited supply is crucial for understanding female fertility. Subsequently, folliculogenesis, the intricate process of follicular growth and maturation, begins, transforming primordial follicles into preantral, antral, and ultimately, the preovulatory Graafian follicles. Astonishingly, only a tiny fraction, perhaps 400 to 500 of these millions of follicles, will ever fully mature and be ovulated during a woman's entire reproductive lifespan, highlighting the preciousness of each potential egg. The oviducts are far more than mere passageways, they are dynamic microenvironments critical for gamete survival and interaction. The specialized fluid within the oviducts, secreted by secretory cells, provides essential nutrients for both sperm and the oocyte, and plays a key role in a crucial process called sperm capacitation. Capacitation is a physiological maturation that sperm undergo within the female reproductive tract, enabling them to fertilize an egg. Fertilization typically occurs in the ampulla, a wider section of the oviduct. This intricate event involves the sperm binding to the egg's outer layer, the zona pellucida, followed by the acrosome reaction, and the eventual fusion of the gametes. The resulting zygote then embarks on its initial stages of cleavage within the oviduct, taking about 3 to 5 days to develop into a morula or blastocyst before reaching the uterus. The precise coordination of ciliary beat frequency and muscular contractions within the oviduct walls ensures this timely transport, a critical factor for successful implantation. Any disruption in this delicate timing can significantly impact reproductive success. The uterus prepares for implantation through a highly complex and precisely regulated process known as decidualization of the endometrium. This involves the remarkable transformation of endometrial stromal cells into specialized decidual cells, creating a unique and nurturing environment specifically tailored for the developing embryo. This critical process is primarily orchestrated by progesterone, working in concert with estrogen, and involves profound changes in gene expression, cell morphology, and the overall architecture of the endometrial tissue. The window of implantation is a remarkably narrow and time-sensitive period, typically occurring between days 6 and 10 after ovulation, when the endometrium is maximally receptive to the blastocyst. Successful implantation requires an incredibly intricate molecular crosstalk between the invading blastocyst and the receptive, decidualized endometrium. Furthermore, the uterus exhibits sophisticated immune adaptations to tolerate the semi-allogenic fetus, effectively preventing maternal immunological rejection, a testament to the biological genius embedded within this system. The entire female reproductive cycle is exquisitely orchestrated by the hypothalamic pituitary gondal, or HPG, axis ****. This intricate neuroendocrine pathway begins with the hypothalamus releasing gonadotropin-releasing hormone, GnRH, which then stimulates the anterior pituitary gland to release follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH, and luteinizing hormone, LH. These gonadotropins, FSH and LH, subsequently act directly on the ovaries, which in turn produce estrogen and progesterone. These ovarian hormones then provide crucial feedback to both the hypothalamus and the pituitary, creating a finely tuned regulatory loop. Any disruptions in this delicate axis can lead to a spectrum of reproductive disorders, including anovulation, irregular cycles, and various forms of infertility. Understanding these precise mechanisms is also fundamental to the field of assisted reproductive technologies, or ART, such as in vitro fertilization, IVF, which often work by either bypassing or assisting specific components of this natural biological system. Furthermore, this deep knowledge is vital for diagnosing and effectively treating prevalent conditions like endometriosis, polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, and tubal blockages, offering hope and solutions to many. Let's tackle the first 5 hardest level questions. 1. Explain the concept of ovarian reserve and its clinical significance. 2. Describe the cellular and hormonal events leading to decidualization. 3. Discuss the critical role of the oviductal microenvironment in sperm capacitation and early embryonic development. 4. Trace the embryological origin of the ovaries and uterus. And 5. How does the HPG axis regulate the sequential events of the ovarian and uterine cycles? Pause the video and challenge yourself to provide detailed, comprehensive answers. Now for the remaining 5 hardest level questions. 6. Compare and contrast oogenesis with spermatogenesis, focusing on timing and cell division. 7. A patient has a blocked fallopian tube. Explain the impact on fertilization and pregnancy, and suggest an ART intervention. 8. Detail the molecular interactions during the window of implantation. 9. Discuss the evolutionary advantages of internal fertilization and gestation. And 10. Propose a scenario where a genetic mutation affects oviductal ciliary function, predicting the potential reproductive consequences and explaining the underlying biological reason. Good luck with these advanced challenges. That wraps up our deep dive into the female reproductive system. We hope you've gained a comprehensive understanding of the ovaries, oviducts, and uterus. Remember, learning is a continuous journey. For more engaging and in-depth educational content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more fascinating lessons across various subjects. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. Thank you for joining us today.